I think we're live. I think we are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, please let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay. Volume levels seem to be okay. And welcome to a very quick unboxing video of Nebula Hero Pack for Marvel Champions. I haven't opened this yet, so I'm going to be basically opening it up. If you don't know Marvel Champions, then it's a card game. It's a living card game for Fantasy Flight Games. It's been out a few years. There's loads and loads and loads of expansions for it. Nebula is the latest one. So Nebula is a hero pack, but Nebula is also a villain that you can fight in one of the previous campaigns, which is a little unusual. And I think they've officially released rules to say, yes, you can't play Nebula against Nebula, because that would be weird. That wouldn't work. So like all of these hero packs, you get one of these sheets, which on one side has a nice picture, and then on the other side contains a bit of information for you, what this pack is, and then some extra rules that you might need. So for example, this one contains Piercing, Stalwart and Team Up, so it's included the rules for those. Other than that, there's not much on this sheet, but you do need to keep it. But yeah, it's really nice that I got a picture on there as well. Right, so that's that. And then what you do is you get a pack. Now, all of the hero packs contain a pre-constructed deck, which if you're anything like me and you can't build decks, is perfectly playable. And personally, I think it's really good. I think it's a good playable deck. Sorry for the crackling as I open up this. And then you get some extra cards that you can modify the deck with. So we're going to go through it now, and as I say, I've not seen this before, so I'm seeing it for the first time. And you'll be seeing it for the first time. So first of all, we have Nebula. Then we've got the 15 cards for Nebula. Then we've got the rest of the pack. Where does the pack end? I think the pack ends there. I'm just going to put these off camera for now. Then we have that, and then we have a stop card. So yeah, everything prior to that was the pre-built deck. Let's go through this first. So first of all, Nebula. Can we zoom in a bit more? We can zoom in a bit more. Okay, so this is the hero side of Nebula. She's got 2 thwart, 2 attack and 2 defense, which seems fairly standard. Combat protocols. Forced response. After your turn begins, resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade you control. Okay. And then discard each technique upgrade resolved this way. Interesting. So we don't know what these technique upgrades are yet. We will get to them in a minute. Right, okay, now her alter ego side is Nebula. Obviously. Cybernetic upgrades. Response. After you play a technique upgrade, draw 2 cards. Right, so hand size of 6, hit points of 9. Other side, hand size of 5, hit points 9. Right. So when she's in her alter ego mode, you want to be playing these technique upgrades, because then you draw 2 cards. And then when you are in hero mode, you resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade and then you discard it. Right, okay, so let's start having a look at these. We have 15 cards. So if you don't know Marvel Champions, I'm going to explain very briefly how you build a deck. First of all, you choose a hero, then you have 15 cards which all have your hero's icon in the bottom right. You must include these in your deck. You have no choice. You have to include these. And these are 15 cards associated with that character. So we have an ally. We have Gamora, okay, which is also interesting because Gamora is one of the other heroes. But the way that it works is if it's got this icon to the left of its name, there can only be 1 copy of that in play. So I think if you are playing Nebula and another player is playing Gamora, you can't play this card. Is that right? I think that's right because Gamora is already in play, so you can't play a second version of Gamora. I think that's how it works. But if Gamora is not in play, we have an ally that costs 3, 2 thwart, 2 attack. After you play Gamora, choose a technique upgrade you control and resolve its special ability without discarding it. Okay. We have Nebula's ship, which is a support card. I'm going to go through all of these 15, probably, while we're here. Why not? Exhaust Nebula's ship to generate a wild resource. Okay, so that's quite nice. Cost 2 to play, which is not bad. And while it's in play, you can exhaust it to generate a wild resource. Nice, like that. We have 2 cutthroat ambitions. So this is a technique. This is an upgrade. Right, so these are the upgrades that we're talking about. So basically, you can put these cards into play, And when Nebula is in hero form, her attacks gain piercing and overkill. But if you stay in hero form, then at the start of your turn, you resolve this, which is remove 3 threat from a scheme, and then this gets discarded. So this is... all of the hero packs work in a very different way. This is one thing that I really like about the game, is that all of the different characters work in a very different way, and they're all quite thematic. I'm not quite understanding the theme behind this one, but it appears that Nebula puts these cards into play. They've got an ability whilst it's in play, but then at the start of her next turn, as long as she's in hero form, you do the bottom bit and then it disappears. But that is how you do the bottom bit. So normally upgrades stay in play and give you a permanent bonus for the rest of the game. But Nebula's upgrades look like they come in, do something, and then disappear. So that is interesting. Right, we have evasive maneuvering, which is another technique. So again, while in hero form, Nebula ignores the guard keyword. That's good. The patrol keyword and the crisis icon. So that's good. And when this leaves play effectively, choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. So yeah, Nebula upgrades herself, then falls to bits, then rebuilds. Yes. Unyielding persistence basically gives her extra thwart, extra attack, and gains stalwart. She gets a tough. So yeah, this is really interesting. These upgrades all have 2 different things. Weapon Master. She's got Retaliate 1. Oh, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So that's really good. So you put it into play. She's got Retaliate 1 while in hero form. And then the next turn, she's still in hero form. Boom. 4 damage to an enemy. So yeah. Wide stance is another technique. Pretty much they're all techniques. They're all techniques, these upgrades. Reduce the amount of damage she takes from each attack. Look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Discard 1. That's nice. Because that encounter deck can be a real pain sometimes. 2 combat ready cards. So these are skills, one-off events. Shuffle up to 2 upgrade cards from your discard pile and back into the deck. That's what I've been looking for. That is how you get the cards, the upgrades that you've played, discarded, you shuffle them back into your deck. So combat ready allows her to look for upgrades. And then we have 3 lethal intents. Can only be played in hero form. Choose up to X technique upgrades you control. Resolve their special abilities. Right, so the ideal situation is you play a couple of these upgrades, then you play lethal intent, which allows you to resolve their special abilities but keep them in play, and then at the start of your next turn you trigger them again and they disappear. Nice. So yeah, that character is going to play again very differently from all of the other ones. Cost 0. What's a cost of 0? I'm not sure what a cost of 0 is. Oh, combat ready. Combat ready is a cost of 0. Right, let's have a look at the other cards that come with the pre-constructed deck. So again, just going back to deck building again, there are 4 aspects of the game, and you can choose any one of the aspects and put as many cards in of that aspect as you want, and as many neutral cards as you want, but you cannot include cards from any of the other aspects. And the pre-constructed deck for Nebula uses the Justice cards. So these are the yellow ones. I might not go through all of these now. I might just put some of them out. So Eros, whoever Eros is. Wraith, which I thought was a character from the DC universe. Obviously from the Marvel universe as well. 3 attack, but double... Oh, what's that? I can't remember what the name of that damage is. It's not compensation. What's it called? Somebody in the chat, let me know. No, the word's gone from my mind. Venom, you know Venom. This is Flash Thompson Venom. 3 justice serves. 3 one way or the others. Oh, determination, nice. It's a wild one, and after you spend it as a resource, remove a threat from the scheme. Power of Justice, we know. Brains of Brawn. Consequential damage, that's it, thank you. I knew it began with a C. So Justice is all about thwarting. So most of the Justice decks are all about thwarting, which is removing threat from the schemes. Heroic Intuition, we know. Right, next, Cosmo. Don't know who that is, but that is an ally. Is that the dog? Is Cosmo the dog? I don't know. Nowhere. See what they did there? Pun. Nowhere. Yeah. So this is a support card. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait, which it does. It allows you to have more allies. How many allies can you have normally? Is it 4? Daughters of Thanos. First aid, energy, genius, strength. And now we have the nasty cards. So inferiority complex is the obligation that will get shuffled into the encounter deck. when it comes out, exhaust your alter ego to remove this from the game. Right, nice and easy. Or choose and discard 2 technique upgrades you control. If no upgrade was discarded, this card gains surge. Right, okay, so that's the obligation card. And her nemesis is Gamora. So how does it work then if Gamora is a player and the Gamora nemesis comes out? I don't know. I'll need to look this up. I don't know how that works. Because surely if you can't have another Gamora in play. So yeah, I don't know how that works. But this is Nebula's nemesis, self-preservation, and these are all cards that will boost that. The nemesis does not come out. Okay, so that's really good. If you play with Nebula and Gamora together as allies, then the downside is you can't play each other as an ally, but the good side is that your nemesis can't come out because your nemesis is actually with you. So there's the pre-constructed deck. You can just play that as it is, and it's perfectly good, perfectly playable. And then every hero pack comes with extra cards that you can use for other deck building. Okay, so Daniel has confirmed and Mark has confirmed, yeah, the nemesis doesn't come into play and the shadows of the past gain surge. Right, okay. So we have 3 of each card because that's the deck limit. So we've got Energy Spear, which is an aggression card. Yeah, okay. It's all right. Piercing can be quite useful. Guardians of the Galaxy support card. So maximum of 1 team per card. So this is a team card. If each of your characters has the Guardian trait, then basically, yeah. So this is nice. If you're playing, you can play a Guardians of the Galaxy deck, put your characters, put them all with the Guardian trait, form them into a team, and then you get bonuses when you play them. Nice. Defensive training. So it's got 2 per deck, uses 2 counters on it. Exhaust this card, remove a training counter, choose a protection in your... Right, okay, nice, get cards back. So only 2 cards because there's only 2 per deck. No yellow cards as extra ones because it's a Justice deck. And Honorary Guardian. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait and it turns another character into a Guardian and gives it 1 extra hit point. Oh, I've got another basic card. I've got a Daughters of Thanos, another basic card because there's 2 in the deck. I think, was there 2 in the deck? No, but there's a max of 1 per deck, so they've given you a second one to use with other ones. There you go. So that is the latest hero pack that is out for Marvel Champions. I won't be playing it anytime soon because I'm in the middle of playing our Rise of the Red Skull campaign, which we're continuing a week on Friday. So in 8 days' time, Rick and Ian are coming over, and we're going to be playing another chapter of the Red Skull campaign where I am playing. Who am I playing? Ant-Man. Yes, I'm playing Ant-Man. But anyway, that is it. Just a very quick unboxing. Thank you very much for joining me. Obviously, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. If you like the content that I create, please consider supporting me on Patreon. But that's everything. I will be back sometime later on. I've got a video tomorrow night, but that's for Patreon only. So yeah, I won't mention that here. Right, we're all done. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. See you next time. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.